All right, welcome to Fireside. We're a Dota 2 chat video team. Today we're coming at you with some chat about the International, which is the massive competition that we spoke about in our first video. And we're going to be discussing the latest few patches and what they might actually mean for who's getting played and team composition in the international comp coming up as well.
Yeah.
My name's John, or Emp, and this is my bro Adam,
and Bruce Leet, or a number of other names.
Azzy.
Azzy,
Exactly.
or Newt, or
Newt. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we might as well kick it off. Adam, I know you wanted to say something about Athletico. They're an Australian
team. So they recently went to the LPL 2019 ANZ Season 2 finals and took home the win, and they won $3,000, which is good for the hip pocket. Split it up between those guys might be a nice night out, but
That's right.
it's good to see that the Australian scene's actually building up more, and that you had shut down Escape, I believe, shut down his sports club.
That's right.
Who came second, so it looked like it was a good fight, although it was a 2-0. So Athletico obviously did a really good job of taking it home. So shout out to them, and it's good stuff. Hell yeah.
Wicked. All right, cool. Let's move on to some stuff about the international. So listen, all the regional qualifiers have finished up. So we've got all of the invitees who are going on. So obviously, again, we had two different ways that you get into the international. One was through the Dota DPC. The Dota Pro Circuit, and the other one's through the regional qualifiers. So before the regional qualifiers, you had open qualifiers, and you had the specific regional qualifiers, and all the teams who have placed first in the regional qualifiers are now through. So can you take us through a couple of the teams that are?
So you got North America, you got Forward Gaming,
That's right.
and the people being everybody who voted for the particular teams to win.
That's right.
So they get a 43.48%, so it's about half and half.
So this is in the Dota 2 client.
Yeah, exactly.
If you paid for the compendium, you can kind of like predict who you think are going to win. There's all sorts of predictions for all sorts of things, like who's going to have the most deaths, which heroes are going to. But like in this year's regional qualifiers, and so
who do people think is going to win?
That's right.
And then you had Chaos Esports, so obviously Edmund Tumberman in there, so people voted for that one. That was 69.53%. In the China region, you had Royal Never Give Up, which I haven't seen before. They do have one player's Lanham, I'm pretty sure. Lanham in there, so he's a pretty damn good player. So that was 32%, so not many people thought that they would get in, but they did. That's cool. Navi,
that
I don't know, like
after how many years?
Yeah, exactly. Since 2000, so you're 13, 14, 15, I think it was. They came runner up, I think it was, to Alliance, and so 22.17%. So not many people thought that they could get in.
Not many people believed.
They exactly
they are.
believed. And so it's like the underdogs again are coming back, you know? And obviously...
No Dendi, but that's okay.
That's all right. I don't know, like, I want him to be there. They need Dendi, because he is Navi in the Dota scene. So it's a shame, but, we want to move forward, don't we?
That's it.
And then we've got in C or Southeast Asia, we've got Mineski, no surprises there. They're 83.95% win. People that expect them to win. So crazy stuff. I mean, you got Alliance and Na'Vi in a TI. I mean, it's
right.
Like,
Exactly. It's amazing.
I don't think it'll happen, but I hope that they get to the finals and they play off against each other, because that'll be really reminiscent, really awesome. Nostalgic.
Exactly.
Cool. So
it'll be hard though. I mean, like, listen. So for the teams that have made it through the PC, we covered in the last video. But I mean, you got people like Team Secret, and these are old hats. Exactly. Like they're actually killing it at the moment. So there's going to be some stiff competition for those people coming through from the regional qualifiers. Have you changed much about who you think is going to have a little bit of a place at the top?
So Virtus Pro, I don't want to say, but I'm going to say, is they tend to choke right near the very end, if you know what I mean. In only the international and everything else.
That's right. Everything else they
take home.
That's right. Yeah.
Although you look at Puppy and you look into his eyes, and he looks like a hungry guy. They've dominated all of the DPC this year, and they've just taken it home. So I'm still going to stick with Team Secret just because they're so good. But that doesn't mean much. I mean, look at OG. They came in and even PSG LGD.
Yeah.
Like, they went up very top and they got into the semi-finals and OG took it home.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just don't know, but like, just in how they're playing and the strategies and everything else, it's still Team Secret.
Yeah. Listen, I'm still reluctant to make a claim about who's going to take it home. I got people who want to see it towards the top, but yeah, Team Secret are looking super strong. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
I'll keep plugging away at you though. So I'll get a prediction eventually.
Maybe. I just I really like PBD from Ninjas in Pajamas. Said that before, and I love FY from PSG LGD. So you know if they can make it in there.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll put a pseudo. LGD.
I was excited last year. Yeah. Okay. So excited.
Yeah. He's a damn good player. Man. Yeah. He's amazing.
He's a beast. Cool. So listen, we've got group stages are coming up next. So we've had the open qualifiers and regionals qualifiers, and now we've got group stages coming up. When do they start?
I think it's the 15th of August to the 18th for the group stage, and then the 20th to the 25th in China for the main event. And funnily enough, I'm running a marathon on the 25th. So I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it takes me ages to finish a marathon. I'm not a fast runner, so I'll probably finish like 1. So I'm hoping they're all really long matches. So I can see the end. I can actually watch the finals.
Have you thought about taking a phone with you or something?
I've always got a phone with me in every one that I've done.
Okay, and
so I'm
going
to stream it.
Yeah. 100% have to do that.
Yeah, I'm just the phone battery will be dead by the time.
Of course.
Who cares?
But take a little battery pack.
I was even thinking of trying to train and run at the same time while looking at my phone.
That would be hilarious.
You don't do the marathon without testing everything beforehand.
Duct tape in the phone to the front of your...
Just get a hat. See, there's a hat I can get. I can just chuck the phone in front of me and have it to the side so I can still see where I'm going.
And all the people around you, particularly some of the older people, will be like, this generation is absolutely cooked.
I'll tell them they'll get fucked. Take a hike, you don't know what this is.
And then, you can't even run in the beautiful nature, it's got to be plugged in your screen. And you're like, I am watching the most important sporting event in the world right now.
Yeah, come on guys, get with it. They'll catch on eventually.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, alright, so listen, you're going to have quite a few lollies and a couple of coffees afterwards.
Snakes, just Snake Central, red frogs.
To plug in.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully that's it's a 5-game.
I'm hoping as well.
It'll,
Good. Prize pool, 30 mil, almost. Oof. We're looking at it. It's 29,934,000.
Yeah.
It's going to get to 30 mil. I predicted to 28.
Yeah.
I was like, that's where it'll go because it's only gone up in short jumps.
We have so much time to go.
It's completely blown me out of the water. 30 mil.
Do you actually know? I don't know. When do they close it off? Is it just before group stage?
Pretty sure,
Maybe, yeah.
And actually, no. It keeps going for a little bit after.
Yeah.
No, you can use the things just a little bit after. I think it goes right up to the main event, even the finals. People can still buy things.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy not to.
Because
you've got the hype.
Exactly.
People I want the ages, which we've got 4 of back there. If you haven't already noticed. So I still haven't committed the money yet.
Not this year.
This year. It's $534 to do it.
I'm a little bit
gifted me once.
I gifted the compendium. I maybe tempted him too much, and now he's looking at it. I probably just shouldn't have done that. Cool. Yeah. All right, so we've got group stages coming up, and then main events. But God, we've got around about a month till that happens. So time for teams to, particularly the regional qualifiers who've been finding it hard to kind of take a step back and have a little bit of a reassessment of leading into the biggest sporting competition in the world.
Yeah. The boot camps, everything else.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see what they come out this year because there's always new things.
Totally,
where did this even come from? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So OG's PL, or Anna's PL in OG, he dominated with that. And people had to ban it. So you have these things where they have to ban the heroes that they're going to win with. Because if they don't, they're going to win. It's just impossible for them not to win. It's the international. You have all the best players. So obviously there's some skills and everything else. But you got to take away the heroes from people so that you win. FY.
Oh yeah,
you have to take his heroes away because he just wins.
Yeah,
that's just what he does. He's really good.
Yeah. And then actually, anyway, it's gonna be amazing. And you're right. Like there's like whatever's getting played in the meta at the moment isn't even necessarily an indication. It is in part, but isn't necessarily an indication of what's going to be played at the end, because you've got a month of these guys grinding out, as well as statisticians, kind of working out what they need to play versus other teams. So you don't just have your coaches, you have a bunch of like back-end support people who are like absolutely grinding out all the stats on different teams to find out what they've been playing, team compositions, everything like that up until a certain point. And then when the team goes into draft, they're going to be using all that information to try and help them draft better. So it's not just about what they play strongly, it's about countering as well. Anyway,
all those things.
It's going to be exciting.
It's complex. It's great.
Yeah, cool. So listen, maybe what we can do now is get into a little bit of a discussion about the patch. We'll come back to some of the Persona stuff.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because we're on that theme. So we had 2 patches I think drop since the last video. So 7.22D and 7.22E. We've got a big list here of things that we kind of wanted to chat about, but anything from the 7.22D that kind of jumps out at you that you want to talk about?
So the Bounty Hunter base health regen from 0.5 to 1.25, I think that's pretty cool, because one of the issues you have with going out, and you can't help not roam with Bounty Hunter. It's like one of those things you really got to go around and destroy the lanes, or give a hand to everybody to destroy the lane. The issue is that you go out there, you'd help destroy a lane or die, either one. But when you have destroyed the lane, you usually take a lot of damage, and you're constantly churning through like just tree after tangos after tangos, eating all the trees. And that means you have to go back to base, because you don't want to mix up and take the courier from mid or from the carrier who use it the most. So you're out of lane a lot. What this means is you can stay in lane a lot. You can actually regen while you're there.
And it's funny, I think it might be in the 7.22E, Ricky picked up, or no, it was in 7.22D as well. Ricky picked up some reworks where he's gotten some health regen put into Cloak and Dagger. And so I think that this might be like a slight buff to a couple of those like position 4 roaming heroes.
I didn't realise. That's really cool.
Maybe. So maybe they're trying to... So like the meta up until this point has been in the 3 different lanes. You've had a 2-1-2, and like that changes. You're still getting like 1-1-3s, tri-laning happening, but maybe they're kind of trying to push people a little bit back into, or at least making it available to have that roamer from the 4th position. So that's kind of interesting. Big change for me was Drow. So it was seen to be a big nerf, and it is, but like basically Drow was able to, once she hit level 6, so the idea was take a mid, once she hit level 6, swap somebody else into mid, they can get levels, and she'll just go farm the triangle and farm ancient stacks. And with her ult, she could a one hit and kill ancient creeps, which is a lot of XP and a lot of gold. And you'd grind that out for the next 8 or so minutes, and come out of just the triangle with an insane amount of items.
Nice.
But so they've nerfed that a lot, but she's still in the place of it. She's got like basically on her ult, she's just got like a bonus damage now. It's still pretty effective. Like you can still smash through jungle camps, but just not as much ancient camps. So that was a big change to Drow. Kind of saw a drop in the meta a little bit. What else?
The tether. Fire. 15. So was it changed from tether grants scepter bonus to 15 armor? 15 armor is a lot.
Heaps. Heaps.
But still, it's tether's better.
The tether granting scepter was crazy, and that's often in a lot of the TIs, particularly TI8. You saw plenty of IO and oh god, why have I just forgotten his name? Gyrocopter.
Because of the attack speed of gyro.
Exactly.
Flat cannon and all that kind of stuff.
But also like there was some other amazing combinations that were sort of coming up in TI8. This is a pretty big nerf. It might change how much we see IO. really high skill cap hero, still ultra effective at supporting. And
I've tried playing
buffing.
IO and I'm terrible.
Mm.
Just can't get it right.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
you just need to plug away maybe. Like I don't know.
Like, but just think about it this way. Like the point of IO is you have to stick with that core.
That's it. Yeah.
And that's it. Like it's a different game to normal 5th position support. Like 5th position support, kind of there in the early game, kind of help them out, and as soon as they you can possibly move away and give your core space to get levels.
Yeah.
You're gone. Go do some other stuff. Ruin another lane. Put some wards up. Stack somewhere. Get away.
Give them some space.
Yeah, and I can kind of do that as well. But you also kind of just want to be there. Constantly buffing and increasing the farming speed of these cores.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but that only pairs well with certain heroes. So some heroes need more items, whereas other heroes just need the levels.
Yeah. So there was like a nerf to Sven in D, 722D, a buff to Viper's poison attack. And
good for early game now, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Early game harass. Because there was a lot you were kind of, the skill build was pretty much to get, oh god, why have I just forgotten it? What's the area effect?
I know the one.
Poison attack. Anyway, and not a lot of people were
poison goo thing.
Poison goo thing, and not a lot of people were picking up poison, the poison attack. But I think that's legit. That's
changed, has it?
Yeah. It can really hurt certain mid lane matchups.
Yeah. So like a storm spirit with like a small attacks.
Definitely. But also think about it in terms of a semi-tanky mid. So DK or something like that. Taking off percentage of health is huge. Massive.
That's
why.
To DK. Jeez, I didn't realise.
Like only semi-tank in the mid lane, but it just hurts. It's going to hurt a lot more. So in the early game, so that's good for Viper, I think. What else? There was nerf to Morph in the early game. PA got some buffs to her talents. I think this makes it a lot more legit in the late game. So there was it went from her level 25 talent went from plus 5% of coup de grace to plus 10. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about large crit amounts, that's insane. It's insane amount.
I saw this one video of I think it was on Dota. What the fuck? Poor. There's a support anyways. Support dies.
Probably a CM.
And just before he died, PA shot off the stifling dagger.
Oh yeah.
The support brought back. And the dagger critted and killed the support. I was like, that would send me bananas.
That's the saddest thing ever.
It's that sucks. I would have flipped the keyboard. This man.
Although I was just making fun of CM, but I was playing a game the other day, and you know how with the new CM ult, there was a change a little while ago. She gets increased armor. When she's in a role. And that made me cry. Because I thought I saw this juicy little CM. I was like, what was I? I was maybe just a PL or something like that. She was ulting, but I was like, I can drop her pretty quick. It's going to be okay. She'll all be over soon. And then she just absolutely destroyed me. Because I was hitting her, and she just had so much armor.
You can do anything.
It was wicked. So props up to CM.
She's so switchy though. She needs it. Just not when you're reversing her. I suppose.
That's right. There was some readjustments after the addition of all the different ags and the Aghanim Scepters changes. So one of them was they added a little bit of mana cost to Ember Spirit's ult. That was probably important. It was that was getting abused because it was just 0 mana cost, so now it's 25. A small nerf, but important. I think that's kind of it for 722D.
Do 722E now?
Yeah, big one, Stout Shield.
No longer stacks. I'm really disappointed. Just going Axe, get 2 Stout Shields and a lot of regen and hitting and just cutting the lane. After the first wave, of course, but And
particularly one of the things that you start to see at the pro level is really ingenious ways of cutting waves. And playing with the where waves meet and all that kind of stuff. So anything that can kind of make that easier. I think this was maybe keeping that in mind. And you also had some people abusing it, so yeah, definitely.
People like me.
Definitely Axe.
Yeah.
But I was seeing it on Centaur. I was even seeing it a little bit on Pudge. Just any of your big tanky
Pudge?
boys.
Yeah, okay, with a bit of regen.
Bit of regen.
Yeah, makes sense actually.
Yeah, and they can just like sit there and just tank waves and pull them away or like sit in lane. Yeah. So. I don't like it either, but it's probably important.
Probably a good thing. Yeah. People abuse it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah. So. There's a slight nerf to Maelstrom. So it's very slight, 10 damage drop on that. But almost every core that's big in the meta at the moment was picking it up. It's just it's an amazing damage item. So I think that was probably a fine nerf.
Yeah, and there was another one there that I saw. So we have a like slight damage to nerf, like slight damage nerf to Maelstrom. So instead of like 160, it's like 150 now, so like 10 damage less.
Yeah, that's right.
So you were saying like a lot of core heroes are building that.
Yeah.
So it's actually a legitimate nerf.
Yeah, I think it's important. Like Ember Spirit mid, almost every time was going at Jug, which is Jug's always in the meta for cores, and he's safe. Not always, but listen, he's got a.
I reckon that's a fair statement though. He's never out of the meta. If you know what I mean, he's always picked.
Well, he's got one of his skills basically gives him spell immunity, right?
Yeah.
And so when you've got that, you can push like, waves out safely.
And get away.
Yeah, you can kind of he's got some way of managing being in a wrong spot.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, but
it's a good thing. It gets you out. Yeah, it saved my butt many a time. So.
And his Maelstrom works better, in particular Molyneux works better with his ult now as well. There's reworks to his ult.
So it's procs.
So now you're pushing me here, but like the reworks to Jug's ult are pretty technical, and I don't assume to know how perfectly, but basically attack speed makes a big difference now.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you add in something like Molyneux, which is a really good damage item.
Yeah.
But also as an attack speed item.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, you have some Jugs not rushing it because pros always get small items, but almost rushing a Molyneux. So they'll go phase boots, maybe a drum for some stats, wand obviously, a few other little things like that, and then straight into Molyneux for damage and speed.
So it is a slight nerf.
Slight nerf,
It's a nerf to try and balance it out, I suppose. Yeah.
We'll see if they do more to nerf it. We'll see if it actually changes it.
So we got Bloodseeker.
Oh yeah, Bloodseeker.
So we figured it out. He can use Blood Riot, which is that AoE effect, Blood Riot, every 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's messed up.
It's really messed
up.
It's pure damage.
They dropped what was it from?
I think it was like 18 to begin with.
18 to 12 for Blood Riot.
For all levels.
For all levels, and then which is good for early game as well. But you don't have that much mana in the early game. But late game scenario, level 25, one of his talent pickups is the negative 6 seconds to Blood Riot cooldown. So every
it's
6
really
seconds you're dropping an AoE pure damage silencing.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a fight.
CM jumps out, starts using that.
Just drop it.
You're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's silenced.
Yeah, it's messed up. It's kind of like with Vipers, I think it's level 25 or 20, is Nether Toxin silences.
Yeah, okay.
And so, like, when you think about that in a late game scenario, and you're sieging or you're defending or something like that, and you can put zone out essentially
particular
areas with silences and damage. That's
good.
So we'll see if this actually changes. Bloodseeker.
Well, he's a lot more annoying now.
He was already annoying.
Right?
Even more annoying.
It runs really fast, has an AoE to silence and pure damage you. You're like, just go away. Just stop it.
Bit of a nerf to Centaur early game. Hoof Stomp went from 13 seconds to 22 seconds in the early game. Cooldown on Hoof Stomp. So
which is pretty big because in the past couple of internationals he has been picked up, so that's going to change the dynamics of him chucking the Hoof Stomp down all the time instead of doing one and then chasing down and then following up with another if it's like a long chase.
That's right.
It's going to take a lot longer to do that, so you might be able to keep people locked down for longer.
It'll be interesting to see what the pros do with it. I think I think like going retaliate and return is still
a thing.
Still the early sort of setup, but you need that hoof stomp, right?
Yeah.
You need it. So exactly. So it's going to be interesting how they work that out.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm sure.
If we were, we'd probably be able to.
Exactly. Again, like a slight rework to, I think, arguably one of the best ags in the game at the moment, Death Prophet. So it went from a 2 times multiplier on your initial damage, sending out the Spirit, down to 1.75, so a little bit of a rebalancing. It was messed up how good that was. You get some phase boots, Medallion of Courage, and the ags, and you turn into a right clicker.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, especially for Death Prophet, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Drow's level 15 talents got reworked a little bit, so a little bit more agility, and they took away, which I think is really important because it was one of the worst talents you could possibly imagine. It was a plus 550, I think, gust pushback.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I get the idea why it's in there, but practically, if you're ever in a team fight, that's the worst thing you could ever want.
Yeah, okay.
Because
no
one can attack that person. You can't attack them.
Yeah.
They're so far away.
Yeah.
So great for pushing
an
axe back. Yeah, great, whatever. But that's not what you use it for.
It's just reminisce of the, Enigma jumps in, has a black hole, it's huge, and then along comes Coddle and uses blinding light and pushes them all out of the thing. You're exactly. What are you doing?
Exactly.
So you base what you're going to do on the positioning of the person. If that suddenly changes due to a gust,
550 units.
Yeah,
it's
and then it's you're a Sand King.
That's right.
Flipping your keyboard because you wound up your ult, you've done in, and then they'll all push back. And there,
So I think the rework's heaps better. Yeah. Getting rid of the pushback, the knockback is great. Instead, I think now it's went from 10 to 14 agility, which is a good buff. Yeah. I'm a Drow player, so I love that. And or the other option was a 30% miss chance, which is legit off of a Gus. That's you silenced already. So that's brutal.
So they have to build
True strikes, BKBs or something like that. Yeah, so I think it's legit. I think I'd probably still take I was already taking the agility, the 10 agility, but that's because the knockback was so bad. Yeah. Now, there might be a game where that
might be worth it.
Might be worthwhile. Yeah, okay. I think I'd still take the 14 agility, but anyway.
Let's build a butterfly.
That's right. Ember Spirit.
Yeah, it got nerfed. Yeah, Sleight of Fist can only be used while rooted. Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty big. Because that kind of that takes you, it's one of those abilities that takes you off the map.
Yeah, so you can't be attacked.
And then you can come back to where you were rooted. So the amount of time that you're actually rooted is reduced by your ability to use Sleight of Fist.
Yeah.
And now...
Yeah. And just trying to lock that guy down is the most impossible thing to do.
Big time.
So he's already a good player, already has a lot of movement and everything else. So if you can lock him down...
So maybe this is legit.
Yeah, I think it's a good change. So now you just build an item that does that. I can't remember the one that locks people to the ground.
Oh, Atos?
Atos, so you can build an Atos. And then you've got a chance.
That can work.
You've actually got a chance. And then he has a Lincoln and you're like, you pop that.
There was two patches in a row of buffs to Luna, which I think is pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. I like playing Luna. She's always been really good to play.
Yeah. I played a couple of games recently with her, just feeling out early to mid game magic build, and then moving from that into a late game damage build. Yeah. So going Ags and what's the Yasha and
the Kaya.
Yasha.
Yeah.
Kayasha.
And
so that actually feels pretty amazing. Particularly in both of my games, I was up against a sniper, and there was just no way the team could get to the back line.
Yeah.
And deal with the sniper.
So you build that.
So you build that, and then you can actually just delete a sniper.
That would suck so bad.
It's hot. I really felt bad for the guy.
But you still.
But that's how you.
That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. So I think Buster Drow here is good.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I like playing.
I remember I was playing this one sniper game, and this Venno.
Yeah.
Every single time he he got Shadow Blade, and in every single team fight, I'd always position myself in the best way that I could.
Yeah, and
he would just always find me. So he'd use his Gale and his I can't remember the thing's called.
Yeah.
And then he built just on top of that, he built Necronomicons, which slowed me. And so I was like, well, I'll just build BKB, and I'll build what was the other thing, like steals health. It's the one that actually steals a large amount of health, lifesteal. I can't remember the name.
Oh god, it's
like you get like 35% lifesteal. I'm pretty sure. So you hit him a couple of times, you get a life back. And he would just do that to me. Spawn these Necronomicons. And if you kill one, it takes like damage off. And so you hit BKB, and you're trying to shoot this thing, and you've already taken a bunch of damage, and he would delete me. All the time. There's not much I could do. Like, and I'd kill the Necronomicon, and so I get my health back, and the other guys plays away, and
he
then
just does his job.
You're dead.
But then, that's where your support should have just
they were down the front.
Why would they be there?
I know. It's just
what else?
It wasn't a good game.
No. There were a few little buffs to Lycan as well, so that'll be really interesting to see how push meta kind of comes up. I think NP is he's not like in the meta, but he's a legit pickup.
Cool.
Buffs to Lycan, legit pickups. Buffs to Death Prophet. I think even
fair enough.
The DK Dragon Knight Ags, like when I first saw it, I kind of thought it was a little bit memeish, but basically it gives you a whole gamut of different stats and things. But one of the really interesting things is it gives you base, not extra, but base spell immunity. Spell immunity. What do you call it?
Resistance.
Resistance.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's actually kind of insane in the late game.
Okay, cool. I didn't realise.
So I'm wondering whether we're seeing some little buffs to maybe some push right here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure.
The old Death Wall of 2015 might be back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What else? We've had. Morph got some reworks to the skills and talents for Morph.
And nerf, like the 35% cooldown.
Yeah, that was getting.
That was insane.
That was brutal.
Yeah. But I suppose like now you can get the alley. You can become the alley, and then you get a 15% cooldown on a talent. I'm pretty sure. So you can still kind of get there.
Yeah.
And you're getting the alleys now. So I remember seeing one clip. This poor Rubik. This is like ES with Ags, and so you jump, stun, and then Morph would do it. And they just literally locked this guy down the whole time. He couldn't go anywhere. And just as he's about to get away, they did his like long stun. I can't remember the name. Totem, whatever it is. So it was horrible to watch, but funny to watch. This is what it's come to. It's good though.
That's wicked. It's
good viewing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Morph's an awesome dynamic hero. So any teams that are picking it up in TI, it's always going to be fun to watch. PL has actually received some buffs over the last 3 or 4 patches. So just really like small buffs, but the most recent one is a mana cost reduction on Spirit Lance, and I've even noticed that a little bit in early game. You can get out 3 of them with your mana pool. So and that's a big nuke.
It's a huge nuke, man. Like when I was playing Pudge ages ago, if I ever went up against a PL, I was like, this is going to be the worst lane ever. Because you're just using all your money for regen just to stay in lane. If they have a half decent support, you're stuffed. Whereas anybody else, apart from maybe CK, I was usually pretty good. Too much. But PL.
So that's good. We might be seeing a little bit more PL. I think he's a sleeper. I think he can be really good depending on the lineup of the other team.
Just give him to Anna. All sorted.
Yeah, that's right. Seeing some fairly, and this is almost fair, some fairly consistent nerfs to Sven. I mean, Sven was even flexible enough to be being used in the offlane.
I saw a few of those going out. That's cool.
I think he's been nerfed enough that doesn't quite work. So safe lane Sven's kind of back. But even still, there's just some general nerfs to Sven. So that's a little sad. I thought he was going to be a little bit more of a mainstay, but we'll see what they do with him. He's still strong.
I love Sven. I started playing with Sven, and he was just the stun. Shooting out this fist and then the sound, awesome. Satisfying. So good.
In some lineups he 100% works. He's this big tanky boy who's got a stun from your safe lane core.
Yeah.
Like, how many safe lane cores can you name that have like an area effect? It's stun on auto cooldown.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
And the cleave.
Yeah,
it's
the
good
cleave.
for like illusion heroes and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. So yeah, legit pickup. Slight buff to Viper, but that's all good. Visage, Grave Chill rework.
Yeah, this is a crazy rework. Have you got the stats there?
No, I don't, but I can. 1 second.
Yeah. I think it's a good rework, to be honest, because he's... here we go. So, Grave Chill duration from 3 to 6, so it's increased.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
To balance that out, the movement speed has been changed. So, when you had before you'd have a 32% slow to the person you cast it on, and now it's progressive. So you
move and attack speed slow. But now the changes, gotcha.
So now it's 17%, and then eventually you get to 35.
Yep.
So it's greater at level 4 than it was the whole time at level 32%.
But it's nerfed it in the early game.
Yeah, nerfed it in early game. But I'm not sure because it's longer.
Yeah, 6 seconds.
So that's ages.
Yeah.
That's really annoying. If you're like a sniper.
Totally, yeah. If you're the way, like, because I don't play it well, but I ground out a lot of MMR using in the lower brackets where I was.
In Visage?
Visage, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Just because no one would know how to deal with it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a
He's
slightly higher skill cap.
Yeah,
I didn't play it very well. But anyway, all you do is you
played it well enough.
Played it well enough, you go to lane with Grave Chill and you drop it on the other person and they just can't last it.
That's so good.
Because like so much of last hitting is muscle memory.
Yeah.
And then when someone applies a 32% slow, you have to rethink how quickly and how soon you have to.
Yeah, and also like there's now a threat again.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool.
Well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Like maybe making it go from 3 to 6, like that's huge. That's 2 creeps.
Yeah.
Like if you knock a few creeps down, you in the first wave, and then you apply the Grave Chill to the other mid.
Start hitting them, they're not going to hit anything.
Well, or not even them. You just use that to stop them from last hitting. Secure yourself.
Yeah, like say if it's the ranged creep.
Yeah.
You want to deny that absolutely.
100%.
Make sure they don't.
Yeah, you might be able to get a deny. You might be able to get both in the anyway. So that's maybe you're right.
That's cool.
That's weird. It's like a little bit of a nerf to movement speed and attack speed percentages.
Yeah.
But it's a buff to the longevity of it. So it might actually end up being a buff.
Might be able to use it.
Yeah.
And Grave Chill attack speed changed from 64 to as a whole to 34, 46, 58, and 70. So which I think it makes a bit of sense because early game it was just a Mongol to be against.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's why you'd always want to pick it yourself. You know?
Yeah.
So, and your Skelly Boys.
Oh yeah, Wraith King.
Yeah.
And I've been having so much fun with Wraith King. But yeah, basically they probably appropriately nerfed the skeletons just a little bit. Their overall health dropped by, how much was it? I can't remember.
It was 250 to 150.
Right, yeah. Or 250, 175 maybe?
175.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
He's great. I think I'm definitely no pro, but I've seen him being played everywhere, and I've played him everywhere. You can play him safe lane, and you can easily farm. Your support can eventually leave the lane fairly early on, so give you space for levels and to roam around and annoy other people. I've played him mid a lot in certain matchups because certain people like Invokers, TAs, all sorts of people just can't deal with the skeletons. So if you build that early, you're pushing tier 1s by 7-8 minutes. You're pushing tier 2s by like 10 minutes and people are going to have to respond to you. And then once you've done all that, then you can just give that section mid and the farm around it to somebody else to level and farm, and then you can go and annoy.
Start controlling the map.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. So I think he's super legit at the moment. Even against the like anti-mana people, you get to your level 20 pretty quickly. He's a good Midas carrier. Midas is in the meta at the moment, but you don't even need that depending on your lineup. Again, really good for push strat.
Yeah.
Really, really good. So a little bit of a nerf there to Wraith King, but I think he's legit.
Skelly Boys.
Yeah, Skelly Boys. They're in. I learned to love the Skelly Boys from the DOTA 2 podcast that I listen to a lot, which is Fourth Spirit. And Proud, one of the big guys in that he always refers to them as the Skelly Boys. I think he's a Skelly Boy because he thinks he's quite thin, you know. So it's my man. Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah. I don't know anything overall. about some of those changes that you've seen there that might influence TI or?
Yeah, the Visage one, the rework. I'd like to see how a lot of the mids react to that. And how they're going to use that to their advantage. That's going to be pretty cool. The Blood Right thing is kind of funny. I reckon somebody might build it as
Listen, it's a
way. You have to be ultra specific. Yeah. So
that's a way of zoning.
It is a way of zoning. Yeah.
Zoning's super legit.
And it'll be interesting to see if people do double stouts in TIs. I have seen it once before, but I don't think it'll be too much of a thing for some of the players there. I think the pro players know how to deal with that as well, whereas sometimes you don't know how to quite deal with it. You have all these lanes pushing.
Exactly.
The Skelly boys might make a difference due to push. Because people use that for pushing, and then the morph skill. We won't see as many sick plays. Just people getting locked down.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think we might see a little bit more of Luna. Which is pretty cool.
I agree. Yeah, listen, I think, like I said in the first video, I think there's probably been a bit of a change, move to a little bit more of a fighty meta. I think that's still happening. But that being said, some of the recent meta changes, I feel like we're getting slightly longer games. So some cores who used to be not, like, for instance, like your AMs and people like that need a little bit of space to farm up. AM's definitely not back in the meta, but they've got a little bit more legitimacy because the games are getting a little bit longer. So still seeing some fighting, but I think some games, I think this is good. I think you'll see some games that are just going to be ultra fighty, ultra push, and some games the teams are going to be going for like a kind of lineup where they're playing for the late game. So I actually think it's going to. I think that the last few patches are going to make it more exciting and more complex in terms of drafting and stuff. So.
Few long games be good for my run.
That's right. You come back and there'll be one game down.
Pretty much. Yes.
Exactly.
Just one of the last things I would like to cover is personas and this new thing that they've been bringing out in Dota 2. And the first one that we've seen is Invoker, who reminds me of the Slytherin guy in Harry Potter series. What was his name again?
Not Malfoy.
When I look at him, I see Malfoy.
Right, that's awesome.
And I automatically hate it. I don't like it.
I love it.
But I like it because it's new. You know what I mean?
So. That's it. But basically, a persona is kind of like, so you take your character model, and usually you've got cosmetics, right? And so cosmetics can change, and they can really change. Look at the latest Axe skin. Like, he went from...
Big change.
So you can really change what a hero looks like. But persona seems to be like a more radical change of the actual character, the hero. And so in this one, Invoker's gone from being like this not old, but like...
Arrogant adult
tall guy, and now he's just like this little kid playing with magic.
And
it's kind of cool. It looks really good. So it'd be interesting to see who they might do next. And
I'm hoping Pudge, just a small little Pudge running around with a giant hook.
Well, that's the thing. Like they might make them more small, but the personas might just be like changes, right?
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
I
don't know what they're going to do.
Well, the backstory of Pudge is that he used to be a butcher and used to follow wars around, and then eventually maybe it wasn't that, or maybe somebody who was a butcher put Pudge together, kind of like Frankenstein's monster. And so that's why he's Pudge. So he couldn't really have a child as a backstory.
No, that's right. He's just body parts.
Maybe he's just. Pretty much. He's just body parts.
That's right.
It's just an arm flapping around trying to get something.
It's three different people running around as one Pudge.
That'd actually be great.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to us here again at Fireside. It's been really awesome to chat with you again, bro. We've looked at some of the TI stuff. We got the group stages coming up, but we've got around a month before those things happen. We've had a look at a bit of the patches, last two patches, and see how we think that's affecting the game and what to look forward to in TI9. So.
And next episode, we're going to cover the predictions and like who's going to be picked the most and who's going to maybe die the most.
That's
right.
All
that kind of stuff. So tune in next week for that kind of stuff and a lot more. We always Dota 2 is a subject we like to talk about, and we can always talk about it forever. So.
We started this looking and going, we'll try and keep it under 20 minutes, and I think we're at like 40, 45 right now.
So it's easy for us. Anyway, Adzi signing off. Thank you very much.
Yep, we'll see you later.
Ciao.